Hello everybody, I am Peter the Booklover, and this is Movie Talk. This is where I talk about the movies I've recently seen, and in this episode, episode 28, I'm going to talk about the movie A Day at the Races. Let's talk about this movie. Hello everybody, I'm Peter the Booklover, and this channel I like to talk about books and movies, and I have a great time doing it. Hopefully you will too. Now, this episode I'm going to be talking about the movie A Day at the Races. This is a great Marx Brothers picture, and I had a great time watching it, and I'm going to have a fun time talking about it. Hopefully you will too. But before we get into the movie, I want to thank you for coming by. I think it's really important to let you know that I really appreciate you giving me your time. Thank you so much. So let's get into this. This is A Day at the Races. This is a movie that came out June 11th, 1937, and this was directed by Sam Wood. And the only other movie that I've seen him make was Night at the Opera. And that is another Marx Brothers picture, and it is a great movie. I really enjoyed that one. So, let's get into the cast of this movie. Okay, the first actor that I'm going to talk about is the person that plays Dr. Hugo Z. Hackenbush, and that is played by Groucho Marx. And Groucho Marx is a great comedian. I really love his style. The next person that I'm going to talk about is the person that plays Tony, and that is played by Chico Marx. And Chico Marx is another comedian that really gets me to laugh quite a bit. The third actor I'm going to talk about is the person that played Stuffy, and this is played by Harpo Marx. And this guy is one of my favorites of the Marx Brothers. He's a person that's a silent comic, so he never says anything. All his comedy is physical comedy, and he does a great job of getting his message across, even though he says nothing. The fourth character that I'm going to talk about was Gil Stewart, and this was played by Alan Jones. And Alan Jones was also in Night at the Opera. Then we're going to talk about the person that plays Miss Emily Upjohn, and that is the actress Margaret Dumont. And the last person that I'm going to talk about is another actress, and this is the person that plays Judy Standish, and this is played by Maureen O'Sullivan. And that's the full cast that I'm going to talk about, and let's get into this movie. Now, this movie came out on June 11th, 1937, and this movie is about two things. It's about a racetrack, and it's also a sanatorium. And how this movie starts out is at the sanatorium. Miss Emily Upjohn is a character that is not sick, but she thinks she's sick. And she's ready to fire the doctor that says that she's okay, and she wants a new doctor. So Tony actually gets in touch with Dr. Hugo Z. Hackenbush, and that is Groucho Marx. And turns out that Groucho Marx, Hackenbush, is a veterinarian. But they try to pass him off as a doctor because they want to keep Emily Upjohn at the sanatorium because she's rich and she spends a lot of money there. And if they lose her, they're not going to be able to stay open. So, and there's a lot of great comedy that comes from that. Him being a veterinarian, and he tries to play himself off as a doctor, and some people suspect him not being a doctor, and the way he hides it is fantastic comedy. Now, at the same time, Gil Stewart actually buys a horse, and he thinks that he's going to train this horse to run the races and actually make a lot of money by winning horse races. But Judy Standish does not believe that he's going to be able to do it. And at the same time, we've got Stuffy that is a horse jockey. And when we get introduced to Stuffy, it's fantastic in how we get introduced to him. He's got the owner of the stable is dealing with him, and he's a very difficult employee, and the owner or the manager is getting angry at him, and it's hilarious when you meet Harpo. And then we get to this whole thing. There's a whole bunch of comedy, and there's not much more to the story than that. But they actually have a finale of this movie that's great. There's a great horse race at the end of this movie, and Stuffy, Harpo Marx, is actually one of the horse jockeys in this race, and it's a fantastic ending. You know, I'm not going to tell you how it ends, but yes, it's a fantastic ending. Okay, there's another thing that's interesting in this movie, and that's there's always a part of a Marx movie that I think, because this happened in both these movies, there's musical numbers played by Chico and Harpo. And Chico has this way of playing the piano that is pretty cool. He's got these tricks that he does, and they're visual tricks, but at the same time, he's a fantastic player, and I loved his performance in that. And then a funny thing, after Chico plays the piano, then Harpo comes and plays the same piano, but as he's playing the piano starts breaking apart. And then it falls apart, it goes on the ground, and then he opens the lid to the piano, and there's the piano strings, but it's in the shape of a harp. And then he picks that up and he starts playing the harp on that. And it's pretty cool that he did that. It's kind of remind me of The Who, but with the piano. It's really cool seeing the piano get destroyed as he's doing this. And it was a very interesting scene. Although when he starts playing, it's not his best music. It was okay, but like I said, his performance in Night at the Opera is a little bit better than his performance in Day at the Races. But yeah, this is a very good movie. The comedy in this movie will have you laughing, I guarantee it. I highly recommend this movie because it's a very good one. Now, I'm going to give you my rating of this movie. This is 8 out of 10, but I still think this is a great movie, and I still think that you should watch it. But I do give it an 8 out of 10. Take it as you will. So that's about it. I'm Peter the Book Lover. I want to thank you for stopping by. Now, if you liked this video, please do me a favor and hit the like button. It means a lot to me. I really would appreciate it if you do that. And if you have any other Marx Brothers movies that you would like to recommend, please recommend them in the comments. Or if you'd like to comment about Day at the Races or Night at the Opera, I'd love to hear from you. One of my favorite things about doing this is the comment sections. It means a lot to me when people respond to my videos. So if you want to do that, I would appreciate that. And if you have subscribed to my channel, I hope that you're enjoying the content that I'm giving. And if you haven't subscribed, please do me a favor and subscribe to my channel. I make 2 videos a week, and I'm constantly working on making them better. And I will always keep on doing this because I enjoy doing this. But you being here means a lot to me as well. So that's it for the video. I want to thank you for coming by. I am Peter the Book Lover, and I hope to see you in the next video.